Hello, my name is Anthony Morgan. I also go by AJ. I work at Crab Cove as an ISA. And so let's hit these questions in order. So where are all the places water can be found? It can be found in actually quite a lot of places. Mainly the ocean and glaciers. It can sometimes even be found in really old rocks that kind of gets trapped while the Earth's crust was developing and formed rocks. The water can get trapped in there. There's quite a few places. Actually would be easier to mention where water couldn't be found. What life have I seen on or in the water? I've seen a lot of life. So my major is going to be marine biology, and I love to see sea life in general, marine life specifically. Any of the things I've seen personally, probably my favorite would probably be dolphins while I was on a cruise one day. That was the most favorite thing I've seen in the water. But I've seen fish, crabs, all kinds of weird things. I've even seen flying fish. Those are just some of the few things I've seen. What are the ways I use water every day? Well, I actually have a fish tank, so kind of look at it, the little ecosystem I've made, and see the fish swim by, kind of go about their day-to-day things. And every week on Mondays, I usually replace about 30% of the water inside of it. That's the main reason I use water. Oh, and I drink water as well. I didn't always used to drink it. I despise drinking water, but I realize it's a little healthier than drinking juice all the time. Shared memory that I have that involves water. Probably when I first started learning to swim. I was very young, probably about maybe 6 or 7. I would always go swimming at my grandmother's pool. I'd always have floaties on. Those are my first memories of genuinely enjoying water. That actually made me want to join kind of a swim team or something at my school. I didn't have that at the time, but I learned how to swim better than just doing dog paddles. Is there a lesson that I've learned from the water? Oh, this will actually tie into the next point, but the lesson I've learned is that water should not be underestimated. It's much more dangerous than it looks, even though it looks rather unassuming. Has water ever frightened or surprised you? Yes, 2 ways this has happened. Way number 1, when I was in Hawaii, I was on a paddle board. I was just kind of relaxing, and I noticed I was being pulled further out towards the ocean. When I was trying to swim back, I wasn't actually able to get to the shore the regular way, so I kind of had to brainstorm a way to swim back to shore before I ended up getting sucked out to the open sea. But spoiler alert, I actually figured out that if you swim a little parallel to the shore, kind of diagonal, you actually are able to kind of bypass the current that pulls you out and get to the shore. The second time water scared me was, again, another place that wasn't California. Waves are really powerful when they crash down on you. And when they're crashing down, my first instinct is to breathe and gasp for air. But you can't really do that because the water's pushing you down to the ocean bed. So that's another time when water frightened and shocked me. It's just really powerful when you aren't paying attention. It can easily knock you off your feet. And then how do I rely on water in our community, in our own lives? Well, like I mentioned earlier, I rely on it for my fish tank. And in the community, it's important for a lot of different things like washing dishes, things like that of that own sort. And in my own life, like I mentioned earlier, I use it for fish tanks. And then, what does it mean to me to live and play on the island of Alameda? So I don't live here, but do enjoy working here. And I love the marine life that I'm always exposed to. I actually, as a kid, I would have loved to have a job like this. And that's all I have to share about water.